Welcome back to the weekend preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. Pleased to start the show here with Mike Rona, the voice of Los Alamitos. Michael, just like we said last week, it feels like now every weekend from here on out to the rest of the year is stacked with action. And that is the case once again this weekend, as we got on Saturday night, 4 stakes races in the late pick 4 sequence, capped off by the Invitational Championship.
Yes, and then Sunday, we've just seen the fields come out for the trials to the Golden State Million Futurity. Wow, what a terrific weekend at Los Al.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. We peeked ahead to Sunday's card. Again, they just came out. 12 races, 11 trials, one allowance to begin the card. That makes it a 3-pick-4 type of card. But let's talk about Saturday, Michael.
Yes, for the Bonifaz Invitational Championship. This is an outstanding field. Probably the best race of the year anywhere in the country for older horses so far. I just can't stop thinking about last year's renewal of that race. It was such a thrilling event. And rather than show you the last start, the most recent race of my selection, Chocolatito, why don't we throw it back a whole 12 months, Jose? Because the coincidence cannot be overlooked that Chocolatito had the far outside gate catching Zooming for Spuds in the last bound. And he's got the outside gate again this Saturday night.
Yeah, this was all the way back last year in October 2020. He had the outside post, which he has again. And midway through the race, he had plenty of ground to make up.
Oh, Zooming for Spuds. Wonderful horse. Looked to have this race. Wonder the world. You'd wonder mid-race, even 100 yards from home, how Zooming for Spuds possibly could have lost. But Chocolatito just thundered after him and grabbed him by the barest possible margin. And this is his cup of tea, this outside draw, with some time to work through his gears. You know, he's not the flashiest gate horse sometimes.
Sure.
He's only had 2 recent races since January. They've given him an easy time so far this year. And he hasn't been very effective. He hasn't really exited the gate with great efficiency. But he really was good on the gallop out after the most recent race, despite finishing off the board. And I'm very encouraged to see that bullet gate drill on September 18 at 350 yards. I took a look at that. It's another great service at the website, losalamitos.com. You can jump on there and easily access all of the gate works as well as the race replays. And it seemed to me in that solo drill that he got out of the gate in good order, which was really nice to see. And I've just got to think he's coming around to his best form. And typically his best form is 440 yards. He loves the distance. And even if he's a length or so off for mid-race, they'll know he's coming at the end. You know, you could possibly take the pessimist's view and say that he's not as good as he was last year, but he hasn't really had the chance yet. I think it's premature to say such a thing. And I think he's very dangerous at 9-2 odds on Ed Burgart's morning line. I think he's worth making my pick of the night just because of that post position and the 440-yard distance.
And via the magic of the Los Alamitos website, Michael, I have the workout here for Chocolatito back on September 18th.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was a solo drill. There's nothing to compare him with as far as beginning when the gate opened, but he seemed to come away really nicely. He does everything right here. And it was a bullet drill. I think it was a nice piece of work.
Yeah, he broke well. And what I like is that he kept a pretty straight path there throughout the workout. The rider was just kind of guiding him through a handride. Pretty solid time, 1780. What you want to do, not, like you mentioned, it's tough to gauge it because it wasn't a workmate, but he did everything right, everything that you want him to do. He broke well, kept a good path, and did everything without really being asked for much there by the rider. So,
yeah, look, this is a race of great depth. He's going to need to be right back to his brilliant best to win this. But I think 9-2 is a reasonable price to find out. And we'll see how he goes. But great respect and admiration for so many of the other top competitors in this race. I'm just looking forward to the race as a fan, and it's a privilege to be able to call such a contest.
Yeah, it's a great one of the many important grade ones here in the calendar season at Los Alamitos. Looking forward to it, and it's always fun. We can get the defending champion of last year, like Chocolatito, back to try to win it again here this season, which is start with a star-studded field as this Saturday night. All right, Michael, thanks so much for the insight. Looking forward to the cards, and buckle up. 12 races on Sunday night as well.
Okay, I'll be rested and ready.
See ya.
Hooroo.
Now at Los Alamitos, it's weekends full of thrilling action
Racing!
with live quarter horse and thoroughbred racing every Saturday and Sunday nights. More races on our weekend night, plus strong fields in our early and late pick fours. And we're still adding $10,000 into our pick six pool when there's not a carryover going into the Sunday card. It's a great deal in our traditional pick six. Don't miss a second of the thrilling action at Los Alamitos
Racing!
every Saturday and Sunday nights.
Welcome back to the show. Pleased to be joined now by Christopher Wade. Chris, we just talked to Mike Arrossa. He talked about race number 10. So why don't we just go ahead and wrap up the late double? I know you kind of were looking at a horse in race number 9, which is the $30,000 Autumn Handicap Stakes at 350 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at Cactus Jack. This is a horse that has been a W, which in my terms is a horse to watch in like his last 4 starts. Always seems to find trouble. And this horse, his last race, didn't get away all that well. Did have some trouble along the way. Broke slow and skied away from the gate. And the jockey actually lost his iron. But despite that trouble, the horse finished much better than it looked for a pretty good 4th. And he galloped out very, very strong. And this horse has actually lifted in the gate prior to his last 3 starts. So he can mind his manners tonight and run to the ability this horse has. He's got a big look in this event here tonight.
Yeah, he had that inside post that night, and right there when he gets bumped at the gap, the rider loses. I don't remember if he got bumped. I'll have to look at the head on, but his rider lost his iron for a brief moment, maybe a stride or two, and had to adjust. Even after adjusting, I thought he galloped out pretty well.
He did. That was a great job of the jockey to continue on the way he did, and the horse did gallop out, finish very well, and galloped out real strong. I like the way. He's got a big look. If this horse could just mind his manners in the gate, the ability is there. It's just a matter of getting a clean run and straight run to the wire. Because I know he's got the ability. It's just a matter of getting his head together and running to that ability.
Yeah, he only ended up missing third by maybe a neck, if that. And then despite all that, I thought he still ran fairly well. He's 3-1 there on the morning line. And I'll bring up the past performance again here so we can take a look at that running line there for Cactus Jack. And like you mentioned, first time out, first 2 starts were very solid. And even 2 starts ago, like you mentioned, you've had this horse as a horse to watch because he's had some excuses in the last 2.
Yeah, he certainly has. I gave him like over a length of trouble in that last start and his prior race, about a length of trouble there when he was second and beat a nose in the Cow Breeders' freshman. So the ability is there. It's just a matter of minding the manners in the gate and running to that set ability. And he's got a big look there. 3-1 has a good look here at that outcome.
Yeah, that's going to be a field of 7 runners, with Mookie drawing the outside post at 5-2. That outside post is probably going to take some money because of that favorable post position and that sharp-looking win 2 starts ago. But I'm with you. I think Cactus Jack ran extremely well, given all the trouble there. He will be drawn in gate number 2 for Scott Willoughby and Henry Lopez. So recap, you'll go with Cactus Jack there in race number 9, gate 2, yep. 3-1. I think you'll get every bit of that. I think so.
I certainly hope so. This horse has got a lot of ability. It's just a matter of running that ability. And because he's actually lifted inside the gate his last 3 starts, he can mind his manners, run to the ability. He's got a big look here at tonight's 9th affair.
Yeah, that'll be race number 9 in that 10 race program for Saturday night. That late pick 4 is plenty good competition there. Should be an attractive late pick 4 sequence. As always, you can catch Christopher Wade's analysis and pick for every single race from the paddock live from the Los Alamitos video stream there on the website as well. Chris, thanks so much for the insight. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On Sunday, August 1st, a one-night carryover of $14,000 led to an outstanding total pool of over $132,000. And the payouts are tremendous, highlighted by a season-high payout of over $94,000 on May 21st. And remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos will add $10,000 to the pick six pool. Talk about some good old-fashioned pick six excitement at Los Alamitos. The traditional $2 pick six, a great bet, a great deal. It's happening at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the program. And just like we talked to before, Orlando, this time of the year, every weekend is nonstop action here. And once again here, we're coming up on this weekend. We have the Robert Bonifaz Invitational Championship and also trials for the Golden State Million there on Sunday.
And what a tremendous card on Saturday night. We have 3 stakes races on Saturday, Jose. The Sound Dash Handicap, those are for the fillies and mares, followed by the Autumn Handicap, some really good 2-year-olds, and of course the big one, the $125,000 Robert Bonifaz Los Alamitos Invitational Championship. I love this field, 10 super horses in that race, including 6 Grade 1 stakes winners in that lineup. And of course, on Sunday, we're going to have a 12 race card, Jose. 12 races. So get your rest early on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, because at night we have 12 big races, including 11 trials to the Golden State Million Futurity, the purse, over $1.1 million. These horses are going to try to get in the top 10, qualify to that rich race. So like we talked about it last week, we had a big weekend headed by the Los Alamitos Equine sale, a tremendous weekend of action there. And now we have another just action-packed lineup as well this weekend.
So before we dive into this weekend's races, Orlando, in that card, let's wrap up the weekend there of last week, specifically with the Los Alamitos Equine sale, which had a tremendous support there from the buyers. Here's a montage to recap the Los Alamitos Equine sale there from this weekend at Los Al.
Out again, boys. 130 at 730. Hey, you done? You sure? 127 bid up front. 130 high head. Ryan up front. Thank you, gentlemen. 120.
A record for the sale. Sale record.
Tell me about today, seeing So Beautiful bring over $500,000 bestseller.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, we've been blessed to have that mare. Thanks, Mike. And those yearlings have sold pretty darn good this year.
Orlando, you were right there with in between all the action. Plenty of buyers, plenty of sellers, but none other than that, than the highlight of the sale, the $500,000 plus there. Baby, so beautiful.
So beautiful. Full sister to so many top horses. Powerful favorite. Cyber Monday, Run for Your Life. That line, Favorite Cartel, Remember Me, Rose. It doesn't get much better than that in quarter horse racing right now. A record for the sale in our 17th year. A record for the sale. So beautiful. Sold for $520,000. Linda Gordon of Texas purchased the sale topper. And all in all, a record sale as well for the average yearling price, over $30,000. It was up over 44% from last year, the average yearling price. So we've seen all the sales across the country. They've had outstanding numbers across the board. The Los Alamitos Equine sale just as strong as all the other sales nationally. So tremendous atmosphere as well during the weekend. A lot of great smiling faces out there. Purchasing some stars of the future. So we can't wait to see those babies get ready for the action in 2022. Just a fantastic weekend, Jose.
It was nice to see plenty of familiar faces there in that montage video that you put together for us. In addition to all the people that visit us from out of town, to buy their horses here. And hopefully we get to see many of those horses race back here at Los Alamitos. Speaking about that bloodline, Orlando, we have a rider that's ridden that family line joining us here for a moment. And I like to bring in here Mr. Eduardo Nicasio. Eduardo, welcome to the show. Pleased to have you here on the program. You're riding a very good race here, the Grade 1 on Saturday night, Grade 1, yeah. The Robert Invitational.
Yeah, right. Powerful favorite, it's the old horse, and then he's already qualified for the champion. But last year when he ran the champion, I think he needed a race, so Chris tend to make it fit for the champion. So he's trying to run this Saturday. It's an amazing horse. Got a lot of good races with him.
Yeah, he's earned. I'll bring up the past performances. He's a millionaire. He's earned over $1 million. Orlando, he's by that mare. Remember Me, Rose. We were just talking about the baby selling for $500,000. Eduardo, you've ridden this one for many races, including last year in the Champion of Champions. Only missed by a neck there, but you were at Ruidoso this summer. How did Ruidoso treat you? Welcome back to Los Alamitos, and good to have you back.
Thank you, guys. Well, it was my first time to stay at the whole summer over there in Ruidoso, and it was good. It was good. It's first year stay the whole summer, and then Chris trying to, train over there. Powerful favorite ran okay over there, and Ruidoso. The first race ran pretty good, and I think he loved the track over here in Los Alamitos. So we'll see. We'll see Saturday.
Have you been on this horse this week, just getting ready for this race? What has been the kind of the training to get him ready for the championship?
Yeah. That's just the part of the race, making ready for the champion. He just lose for half an egg last year, so trying to make him be a little bit more ready the last year. We'll see.
Have you been riding him in the morning since he got back from Ruidoso?
Yeah, I've been galloping a few times. I take it to the gates. When it was, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I take it to the gates, and then he's an old horse. He's ready. He's so professional.
Mm-hmm.
He's staying pretty good. He drove the 6 hole. I think Chris asked me do you like the position? I say, he's a professional horse already. Yeah. No horse. It's no matter what position you get.
Yeah, when he's won 15 races in his career, you know that he's won from every part of the gate, right? He's probably won from the inside, the outside, the middle. It's not about that for him anymore. It's about just him getting a clean start and doing his thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when it was a 2 year or 3 year, he was more worried about what to drop inside on the matter because he was not a good breaker. But right now, it's no matter what position he got. He's a nice horse and he's so professional. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and you're drawn right next to a couple of other really professional, outstanding horses, Circle City, Apolitical Pens. So hopefully we get a clean start for everybody and let the best horse win this great race.
Yeah, isn't that race is a tough race. You can see that race is like a champion right there.
Yeah.
He ran all the best horses right here on the track. Political Pants, Circle City, Chocolatito. I think Chocolatito is one of the tough one because he drew outside, and I think Chocolatito liked the outside. I think is one of the tough one, but he's a lot of good horses right there in that race.
Yeah, and the defending winner of this race won this race last year. So at 440 yards, we know they like the distance, just like your horse. Powerful favorite. And Eduardo, we've been talking about the Champion of Champions and what the future is. You have won the Champion of Champions many, many, many times. I mean, you're as big money of a rider as there is in quarter horse racing. How do you approach those big races? Do they feel any different to you when you wake up in the morning? What is it about those big races and you and your success?
Well, it's something, when I start the year all the time and I need to wake up and start with the babies. It's something like, you just start the year. But every time when I wake up and go to the track and I know it's a big race coming up, I feel like I'm like, I don't know what I can say. Like, I feel
a kid in a candy store. You can't wait.
Yeah. I always I told my wife all the time, I can wait for the trials. I'm so excited. To take the horses to the gate, to see it all the time in the mornings, how she feel, how she stand in the gates. I'm excited to come back and ride in the Golden State and the 2 millions. I think for me, it's something like I love to do it. I love to do my job, and I don't think I love something else. I can do it all the time in the morning when I go to gallop, see the horses and gallop and take it to the gates. Doing a lot of stuff with him over there in the track.
And I just brought up a picture there. I want to take us back to that sensational run that you had with that all-time great Apolitical Jets with Juan Elliman. How was it to be at the top of the game riding a world champion like Apolitical Jets?
Well, when I start to ride a horse, Juan Aleman tell me, this horse is going to be one of the best horses. I say, okay. It was little, and then I was like, I don't know. But when he started to run, I can't believe it. I have the opportunity to ride a horse, and when he qualified for the 2 millions, I was like, it was my second year riding professional track, and I can't believe it. And I can't believe I ride all those horses like Apolitical Yes, Apolitical Blood, Good Reasons, Last to Fire. I'm like kind of best horses in the track, like a lot. That's for me is something like I always want to say thank you to all the guys and the trainers make me the opportunity to ride the horses, you know.
Let me ask you about a horse that you're riding on Saturday night. You have She Bleeds Speed.
Oh yeah, it's a good filly. It's a Political Blood filly. He breaks his maiden over there in Ruidoso, and he runs 4, I think, over here in the allowance race. He's a good filly. It was not ready over there in Ruidoso for like trying to make it ready for the trials, and he never be ready, so he just ran in the maiden. He's a nice filly too. I like it.
Yeah, she'll be in gate number 3 there in that race number 8. Now we just got the entries for Sunday night. I haven't really looked at them. I just got the notification. 11 trials for the Golden State Million. Do you know how many trials you're riding on Sunday?
I think I ride 9 or 10 trials.
There it is.
I can tell you some of the horses you're riding, Eduardo. You're riding, let's see, Terrific Chrome.
Yeah,
in the second trial.
I think it's one of my favorites in the trials.
Sassy's Blue.
Yeah, it's a good filly too. He don't break that good over there in Ruidoso. I think he got a good position outside. I think it'd be good.
Yep.
Significant Dynasty.
Yeah, it's another good one too. I like it.
Lovely Little Lily.
Yeah, that filly is a nice filly. You know, have good blade lines, but he was doing not that good in Ruidoso. But hopefully, you know, sometimes you don't like the attitude of the horses. So maybe like, you know, the weather here and the track, and you know, sometimes you need to change little things, like Chris say. Sometimes the little thing is the good ones.
Yeah.
Change the little things, is you know, making a lot of difference.
And now I'll ask you about one more horse from the rail, number 1 horse, Golden Ticket.
Oh yeah, you know what? He don't ride that good over there either in Ruidoso, but all the horses that he came for Ruidoso, I think. I hope it ran pretty good here. I feel it in the morning. I take him to the gates. All the horses feel really good. A lot of different, more comfortable in the gates. Like work professional on the track. So believe me, those 9 horses I took ride in the barn. I like every single one. And they can qualify a couple.
Yeah. That'd be great. You've been in that spot before where you qualified 3 or even 4, and now you got to make a decision. So that's one question I want to ask. When you qualify 2 or 3 or 4 horses, who comes down to the decision? Is it you and the trainer and your agent? What is the conversation, and how does that decision come about? How do you think, all right, I think I'm going to stick with this horse?
You know what? When I start to ride, sometimes you don't know too much of the show, and sometimes you make a bad decision. But right now, the decision is me and the trainer. You know, as I talked with the trainer, you know what? I always have my favorite one, but I need to ask the trainer how the horse came back. The horse came back good, and the trainer. Chris always told me like, oh yeah, the horse came back really good. This horse came back really good. You know, it's more like, you need to be in the team. And I ask sometimes not only Chris or not only the trainer. One, my bar right now, I ask Chris, I ask the grooms, and then sometimes I ask Saul too. Saul, which one you like? You know, my agent.
Yeah.
And then mostly it's more in the team in the barn. I go to check the horses. We'll see which one is better. We came back good and take it to the track, feeling it. You feel good, you know.
And that's kind of the advantage that you have when you work with a trainer for so long, right? You get to know not only the horses in the barn, but the family as well. And you've ridden, some of the mothers here. You're so familiar now with the way all the horses that Chris has, Chris Odell, and before that, you used to ride a lot for Juan Aleman, and Paul Jones. You've always kind of, had a to-go trainer that you stuck with. And that loyalty pays off later on when you have those kind of decisions.
Yes, it's hard when you qualify, like when you qualify 2 or 3 for different trainers. It's hard because you qualify one for your team, for your barn you worked for 5, 6 years, and then you qualify 2, maybe faster, and the one in your barn. It's kind of hard because you don't want to left your team behind. You want to be with your team, but you feel and the other horse is better. It's hard you qualify 2 or 3 with the different trainers. So that right for me is good right now. Just ride for Chris and ride a lot of horses for him because I qualified 2 or 3. I know it's the owners. Not that the owners want to be mad at me because I make the decision. It's because it's a team, and I always have my little brother behind me. So I qualify 2 or 3. I always told, you don't qualify nothing, you can come and pick one of my horses.
Yeah, he had a great season with J Fire Up. I remember that was one of his breakout stars, one of his big horses.
Catch always run second all the time.
Yeah, your brother Jose Nicasio doing a good job as well.
That's right. That's when knowledge is power, right? When you get to know all these horses so well.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a great chat about your chances for the big one on Saturday night, and also looking forward to all the babies on Sunday night, or Eduardo. So thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of success, and thanks for talking with us on this afternoon.
No, thank you guys, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right.
Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse with the biggest pools of the entire season. Check out these numbers in the Los Alamitos Early Pick 4. On July 18th, the pool was over $207,000. On July 25th, it was over $188,000. And the late Pick 4 pools are tremendous with over $168,000 on July 31st and more than $152,000 on July 25th. Plus, don't forget about our $10,000 Pick 6 promo on eligible Sundays as the total pool continues to rise each time. Night racing's best bets, Saturday and Sunday nights. Play them all at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the program. That was pretty cool talking with Eduardo Nicasio, Orlando, talking about not only his career but the chances he's got there in the big one, in the Grade 1 Invitational there. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's start backwards. Let's go back to race number 7. That is the start of the Lake Pick 4 there on Saturday night.
Yeah, the Sound Dash handicaps, 3 and up mares, a solid group of runners, terrific temper. 2-1, and we've seen her qualify to a lot of big races here at Los Alamitos, including running third in the Los Alamitos Oaks the last time we saw her here at Los Al against Apolitical Patty.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Orlando, I'm just going to make her my lock of the night. She is my lock of the night for Saturday night. This is the start of the Late Pick 4 because her main threat is the classy Kiss Through Fire. But we know Kiss Through Fire's main asset is her late kick. She can finish. She can really go strong. She's not the quickest out of the gate, but her main asset is how she can close. I think with this distance being at 300 yards, the edge goes terrific temper with that gate speed. So I like the inside post, and I like the workout, 12:10 on September 7th. I thought that was a sharp workout now in the barn of Mike Robbins.
Well, certainly a classy runner, terrific temper. And the horse that I picked third in this race. I have Kiss Through Fire, Terrific Temper. The horse that I picked third is Got a Corona Jess, kind of because of the same reason that you're talking about. This horse is really quick, and this race is at 300 yards. She's coming off of a 110-yard race in which she didn't break at all, and still finished pretty good to finish third in that race. So we actually caught up with Lindolfo Diaz and talked about the 8, Got a Corona Jess. And we're here with trainer Lindolfo Diaz. You have a horse in the Sound Dash Handicap, Got a Corona Jess. Horse has shown a lot of speed at 300 yards and coming into this race after running 110 yards. Tell me about that last effort and how do you see her chances in the Sound Dash?
This last race, she acted up a little bit. She kind of false broke, hit the gate right before they kicked it, and that's why she usually is very, very fast, like you said early. And she didn't get her usually quick break, and she came flying at the end, but just 110 yards, she wasn't gonna catch him at that distance. But she's usually very, very reliable for a quick start. So when we put her in there today, there's a bunch of good fillies in there, but I mean, you never know. 300 yards, she's usually quick early, so maybe give it a shot, see what happens.
Is it kind of an advantage to go into a 300-yard race after a 110-yard race in which she was flying late?
Yeah, I guess you can say so, yes. But most of the horses, if they're sharp to break, they're going to be sharp to break at any distance, right? But I mean, her definitely her strength is her gate speed. So I mean, we'll see what luck brings, man.
Kind of off the topic question, but the Red Sox, they beat the Yankees. What do you think about that?
Huge Red Sox fan, man. Of course, that's great. I know, very, very fun to watch today, the first game against the Rays.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
There was Lindolfo Diaz. Orlando, talk about Got a Corona Jess. She began her career breaking on top in 4 straight races, so she looks like one of the contenders in that 7th event.
Yeah, it's going to be a solid race. I really like it. It's kind of like a preview to the Las Damas Handicap, another race for mares that we'll see later this year.
Race number 8, an allowance event, 300 yards is the distance, and even money favorite, Chris Ledoux, impressive winner back on September 11th, Orlando. She looks like the horse to beat. Do you see anyone outside of her being a contender?
Well, I like the 3. She Bleeds Speed, and you made a good point of how this horse broke her maiden at 400 yards. And, you know, the more I look at the workout from number 1, Powerhouse, I was pretty impressed with the way this horse worked. Just showed so much quickness out of the gate. And his sire, Power Jam, is a thoroughbred, but he was a really fast thoroughbred. And the 1 Powerhouse just has already won at 220 yards. The one time that he ran 4th, just had a pretty bad trip. But the 1 Powerhouse just really liked that workout, just flew out of there.
Yeah, I like the energy. 12-20. We know he can run well fresh, given his debut win there. So I think that's interesting. That's an interesting leg. I think Chris Ledoux for sure is the talented runner right now. But I think we haven't seen the best of both the 1 Powerhouse or the 3 She Bleeds Speed.
And don't forget about Western Slope. I mean, every race has been solid.
Yeah, and you know, Cruz Mendez has been aboard for pretty much every time, and he looked good winning. She looked good winning 2 starts ago. The only thing is that she did it against fillies. She tried the males last time out. It was still pretty good third when you consider what Precision did. Precision came back to run 3rd in the Derby, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Precision came back to finish 3rd in the PC Creator British Derby. Race number 9, there's 2 races left. You know what time it is. Late double time. Talked earlier with Christopher Wade. He's in the liking of Cactus Jack, a talented runner for Scott Willoughby. Interesting that the rider lost the iron for a brief moment, Orlando, but somehow he still finished 4th.
That was a huge effort from Victor Salazar, just the way that he was able to maintain his composure and still lead Cactus Jack to a solid 4th place finich. Jose, are you feeling a little bit of a hunch bet with the outside horse in this race? Mookie.
I like it couldn't come at a better time, Orlando. Mookie, as we bring it there on the outside, there it is, Mookie and Lindolfo. Look who trains him, Lindolfo Diaz. He had his Boston jacket there in that interview, Orlando. So he got to celebrate the Boston Red Sox eliminating the Yankees.
Yeah.
But Mookie and the Dodgers, what a game last night, Orlando. What a game. Were you up watching it as well?
Of course.
Man, I was sweating. Look at all these gray hairs, Orlando. You think these are natural? No, these from watching the Dodgers.
You know, my wife just is a huge Dodger fan. I had to watch. Yeah, I had to watch. And now I can't wait to see that series. What a historical series that's going to be. Giants, Dodgers. It's a lot more fun to talk about the Dodgers than the Dolphins. Let me tell you.
Yeah. We'll kind of skip the Dolphins this week. I don't want to make you suffer. I don't want to make you suffer once again. Hear this, but yeah, Mookie draws the outside. Lindolfo Diaz, trained by Lindolfo Diaz. His ally has been aboard for his most recent win. Having the outside post it's a benefit for him. So it can't be a bad spot there for Mookie. Let's go back to the big one, Orlando, the Invitational Championship. We're kind of talking with Eduardo about his mount in this spot, but you mentioned something interesting that we just talked about in the Spanish one as well. That two runners in here already have their tickets punched in to the Champion of Champions, and one of them is sitting in the bench with a spot almost in it.
That's right. Circle City already has a ticket to the Champion of Champions after winning the Vessel's Maturity. Powerful Favorite punched it way back in February when he won the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship here at Los Alamitos, which means that if either one of these horses wins, you can run after winning the Go Man Go handicap. He would earn his ticket to the Champion of Champions. Remember, the Go Man Go handicap is the first alternate race to the Champion of Champions, and if you win that race, you get in if any horse wins more than one berth or if a horse turns down a berth. So number 3, you can run. Definitely wants to win this race, but if you can run, don't win, you can bet that Mike Casselman and the connections, Dr. Steve Byrne, will be keeping an eye on Circle City and Powerful Favorite to see where they finish.
Yeah, because if they win, that opens the door there for You Can Run to get them into the Champion of Champions. So let's go top to bottom, Orlando. Nomadic, to me, is the interesting long shot. He tends to run well from that inside post. We've seen some of his best performance from the inside. I'm kind of thinking back all the way back to Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity Trials night. He was the fastest qualifier from that inside post. So he's no stranger to the rail. And I like that Henry Lopez now rated him twice. Maybe he's starting to get to know him a little bit better. They almost got the job done last time out. Came up a bit head short there. But I like his chances there at 10-1.
Yeah, what a great field this is, Jose. 6 Grade 1 stakes winners. And I got to think that everybody's pretty happy where they drew. You mentioned Nomadic, post number 1, the outside horse, Chocolatito's got to like that post as well. And Scott Willoughby will be seeing Powerful Favorite right next to, we'll be seeing Circle City right next to Powerful Favorite. And then right next to Powerful Favorite, Apolitical Pence, a horse that won the Champion of Champions last year. We're talking about a heck of a race. Looking forward to this race big time. And I had a chance to talk to a lot of the trainers with big horses in this race. So how about we start with Scott Willoughby, since he's got 3 of them in the championship.
All right, let's go. Scott Willoughby, top to bottom. He's got Nomadic from the top, and then he's got Circle City and Chocolatito. Here's Scott Willoughby.
More than halfway through this season, and you're leading once again in the standings with great horses like Circle City right there joining us as well. And you have 3 really, really top echelon horses in the Robert Bonifaz Los Alamitos Championship, a race you won last year with Chocolatito. He's back to defending his title. First of all, how did you like your draw for the championship? Nomadic on the inside, Chocolatito on post number 10, Circle City right next to Powerful Favorite. What a race it's going to be.
It's a great race. It's full of great horses. Everybody in there could win this race. I've got 3 of the best horses in the country, and they're all doing very well right now. So I'm very happy with our draw. I mean, Chocolatito should love the outside. Nomadic's won from the inside several times. Set the fastest time for the 2 million out from the 1 hole. So I'm not worried about that. And Circle City seems to be running fantastic this year from anywhere. So doing great.
I mentioned Powerful Favorite right next to Circle City. When that happens, when you draw 2 of the top horses right in the middle of the field, what has been your experience like? What do you think when that happens?
I like it because if they get away and they hook up and they see each other, I think they push each other quite a bit more. You don't have one coming from the outside and the other one doesn't see them or anything, so it's a good thing.
Also on Saturday, we have the running of the Autumn Handicap for 2-year-olds, and I really like the horses that you have in there. Cactus Jack ran second in a stakes race earlier this year. How do you see this horse coming into the Autumn?
Well, Cactus Jack is a horse we're trying to set up for the 2 million. He's doing great. He's ran well all year. He's had one out where he just didn't get away very well, but he's doing very well right now. So hopefully it'll set him up. Everything's going good with him. All 3 of those horses are doing great.
Up the ladder, multiple winner. as well.
He is, and he just had a bad race the other day. I don't have an excuse for him. He just had a bad race. So everything else has been great with him. So.
And lovely evening, a filly that, just like the other ones, knows how to find the winner's circle.
And she's a Moonlight Corona, just like this horse right here, and she's doing really well this year, and hopefully she'll set up for being a really good 3-year-old next year.
Thanks so much, Scott Willoughby, leading trainer last year, and so far leading again in the standings here at Los Al. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, what a trio to have in this spot, Orlando. Nomadic, Circle City, and Chocolatito. Any one of those three has good enough resume to win this race.
And an interesting thing as well, Jose, how about the fact that Victor Salazar and Jesus Rios Ayala, they kind of do a little switcheroo here on their mounts. Circle City is not going to be ridden by Victor Salazar. When he won the Spencer Childers, it was Jesus Rios Ayala riding him. Meanwhile, Chocolatito now gets Jesus Rios Ayala. It was Victor Salazar who rode him in the Go Man Go handicap.
Yeah, a little bit of jockey musical chairs there going on along. All right, so we move down from top to bottom. Cattail Cove. Interesting enough that Nomadic and Cattail Cove from the same class, from the same age group, they both qualified to they were both in the 2 million, way back when, and they're still duking it out now as 4 years old. You Can Run. We talked about him winning the Go Man Go back on August 29th, Orlando. So if he doesn't win, he's probably going to be looking to see if Circle City, a powerful favorite, wins.
Yeah, and we actually had a chance to talk to Mike Casselman about the effort You Can Run did in the Go Man Go handicap and how the horse is coming into this race.
And we're here with trainer Mike Casselman and the Go Man Go handicap winner You Can Run. He wants to give you a kiss there, Mike. Certainly loves what he's doing right now. We certainly love how well he's run this year after winning the Go Man Go handicap. The break was the key, right? He just had such a good start in that race.
Yes, it was. He can leave the gate, and he did that night. So we were real happy with that.
What do you think of his draw in the championship?
You know, we're okay with the draw. You know, that race is so tough, and we feel like there's good horses everywhere, and so we're off the rail a little bit, which we like, and so we're real good with the draw.
How did he come back after the Go Man Go handicap?
And we came back outstanding. That was a good race for him, and he needed the race, and he's been training real good ever since, and he handled it real well.
Looking forward to a big night, the Los Alamitos Championship, and the Go Man Go handicap winner, a big part of it. Thanks so much.
There was Mike Casselman talking about You Can Run. He's definitely looked like a sharp 4-year-old now, Orlando, with back-to-back wins this season.
Next is number 4, Bale Check. And last year, this horse was banging heads with all the big horses in the division. He won the Spencer Childers last year, ran second in the Go Man Go to powerful favorite, but he faced all of them. He was 6th in the championship last year. The big thing is that he has not run this year, but he does have a series of workouts coming into this race. We also got a chance to talk to Jesus Nunez about Bale Check.
Great race this weekend. Jesus Nunez is here with us. The Los Alamitos Championship, Bale Check has done it before, won a restricted grade 1 race, the Spencer Childers last year. How do you see him coming into this fantastic race?
Well, they got invited us to get in that race, and we got in, so it's a tough race, you know, but he's ready to go. He's ready to run. He gave me a couple of good workouts. So.
The workouts helped him?
Yeah. They were good, 18.5, 18.
How do you see him where he's going to be starting his post position?
I will say, if nothing happens, you know, on the gates, he'll be right there with the first 3 on the lead.
He's usually pretty good in the game.
Yes, it is. But, you know, sometimes some horses bump each other, and you never know.
It's all about the start.
Right.
Bale Check, the main concern, Orlando, is the layoff. He hasn't raced since November of last year in the C-Wing Griffin trials, but you know, he's a 5-year-old. He's raced against some of these same runners. He actually defeated powerful favorite way back in January of 2020 in that trial there before the Brad McKenzie. So Bale Check, the layoff is tough, but he's been in some battles with some of these same horses.
One of the horses that I'm most interested in seeing how the horse comes back and runs is Apolitical Pants. won the Champion of Champions last year, had some big races at Remington Park earlier this year, ran fourth in the Go Man Go handicap. Perhaps needed a race, perhaps just needed to get reacquainted with Los Alamitos. We talked to Monty Arrossa about his big star, Apolitical Pence.
Really strong field, 6 Grade 1 stakes winners in that field, of course, including Apolitical Pence. Tell me about his last effort when he ran fourth in the Go Man Go handicap. What were your thoughts on that race?
Well, it is a great race. Excited and thankful to be in there. I thought he ran a good race. He ran fourth. He led the race for part of it, and they kind of caught him at the end. I thought he was just a little short. We're hoping that race helped him and prepped him for this one. Hopefully, it'll be a little sharper this time.
How did you get him sharper?
Well, we've been spending a lot of time. Just a little more conditioning. We felt like he was just needed a little more going. And he likes to pony. We pony him a lot. Just try to keep him happy and kind of go like that.
He's familiar to Los Alamitos Racecourse. He's been here off and on pretty much his entire career. How does he like being out here at this racetrack, the nightlife?
He loves Los Alamitos. He, as a 2-year-old, he qualified for all 3 of the big races. As a 3-year-old, he qualified to the Super Derby, and then, last year he won the Champion of Champions. So I think he's an Oklahoma bred, but I think he's a California boy.
There's the defending champion of last year's Champion of Champions, Apolitical Pence, Orlando. He's only raced 3 times since then, a win, a second, and then a 4th place finish as a betting favorite last time out. But Apolitical Pence, he tends to fire his best efforts there. When he's able to put together a few races back to back. So this might be a good spot for him.
I think so. Just getting that out here at Los Al, and Monty's had now a chance to train this horse, getting ready for this race. He's had over a month since that last outing. We should see a much improved effort from Apolitical Pence, maybe an effort that is going to put him right there battling for the win. And Jose, I think as hot of a horse in this field is number 8, Otherworld, has won 4 races in a row, and the top of his game right now. And the trainer, Valentin Zamudio, confident enough to enter him against the older horses here in the championship.
He's been finishing well in the last couple of starts since being acquired by the barn Valentin Zamudio. He got the absolute best of the bob last time out over famous Cartel Jess, who then came back to win next time out. So Otherworld, a sharp runner, stepping up. But anytime you can be as sharp as winning 4 in a row, you're probably in the mix there for a piece of at least a piece of this race at 10-1 there under Ruben Lozano. Speaking of Chocolatito, he draws the outside post. Good local workout of 1780 on September 18th. Looks sharp doing it. And he's the defending champion of this race, Orlando. He won it last year, and he did it from the outside post.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see if he can repeat. We've had many repeat winners in this race. Catch Me in Your Dreams won this race 3 times. A lot of other horses come to mind, including He's a Rambling Man, Freaky, several horses that won this race in back-to-back years. And, of course, the 9 Really First Down completes this field for the same connections as Apolitical Pence. Looking forward to a great renewal of the Robert Bonifaz Los Alamitos Championship. And, Jose, you got to check out where I'm at right now. I'm in the press box at Los Alamitos.
Yeah.
The view of the racetrack behind me. This is actually where I'm going to probably watch the race from up here in the press box. And it's going to be a fun night, Saturday night. Some great races here at Los Al.
Yeah, we know that view too well there, especially when you got to pay a pizza, like when your Dolphins lose or when you used to lose a belt in the consensus. That's usually the view there from up there.
Wow. That was cold.
But Orlando, we got to go for the repeat, Orlando. We got to go for the repeat. Repeat, please.
There you go.
We got to repeat.
Giants, and then after that, wait for the winner of the other series. I think the winner of the Giants Dodger series, right? It's going to be the to beat in the whole thing, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. They've never met Giants Dodgers. They never met in the postseason. It is going to be big, and it starts this Friday. We just had the trials, the entries for the trials for Sunday come through. 12 total races, 11 trials. That'll be on Sunday night. top 10 fastest advance to the Golden State Milling Futurity. So looking forward to the trials, looking forward to the jam-packed weekend of action here, Orlando. Thanks a lot for those interviews that you were able to get for us, and thank you again for Eduardo Nicasio. But one jockey that's missing in this Grade 1 Invitational Championship is Ramon Sanchez, Orlando, but he put himself into the history books last week.
Absolutely, a historical victory for Ramon Sanchez when he won aboard College Scandal in the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby. He tied Eddie Garcia for most stakes wins in the history of Los Alamitos Racecourse. He's going to have a chance to break it on Saturday night as well. But we're going to wrap up the show by looking back at the great win aboard College Scandal. And in Spanish, we interviewed Ramon Sanchez. We got a few words from him. And what he said there in Spanish is, this win does not take anything away from the greatness that is Eddie Garcia. Humble response from a great jockey, Ramon Sanchez. But how about we relive that victory in the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby?
Sounds like a great way to wrap up the show for this week. Orlando, thanks again for all those interviews. And looking forward to some great racing this weekend at Los Al.
Definitely. Can't wait.
Here's Ramon Sanchez, and we'll catch you next week. Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
About to break. Racing! Go-To Girl is away well. So too Roving Kind with Baccarat Attack and College Scandal down the outside. Catella Avenue is well in the hunt. It's Roving Kind out wide. Go-To Girl the inside. College Scandal descending on them. Roving Kind and College Scandal to decide it. And College Scandal, Ramon Sanchez equals the record for most Los Al Stakes wins and has a record-breaking 5th victory in the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby, storming home down the middle of the track on the favourite College Scandal to beat Roving Kind.
Ramón, felicitaciones, empatado ahora con Eddie García con más victorias de stakes. ¿Cómo se siente?
Se siente bien, pero de todo no le quito lo grande que es Eddie García.
Usted también es grandísimo. Una vez más, una victoria a tener el récord solamente usted. Los récords son para quebrarse. Usted está a punto de quebrar un gran récord.
Hay que tratar, nada más.
Felicitaciones.
Gracias.